We now turn our attention to boxing. Hughie Fury versus Joseph Parker, 6th of May 2017, will be taking place at the Vector Arena in Auckland. The bookies have it Hughie Fury 13 to 10, Joseph Parker 8 to 13, the draw 22 to 1. It's a very interesting fight. There's a lot of different levels to it. Hughie Fury has got a lot of decent attributes. The things I like about him: never rushes his work, always looks reasonably composed. Um, not He's not a huge hitter, but he has power, and the power builds up over time. It's a cumulative thing. Once he gets going, once he continuously starts landing, you see his opponents start to slowly wear down. We saw that with Fred Cassie. As the fight went on, Hughie Fury was able to establish the jab. He looked in control. I also noticed his head movement was pretty good against Cassie. He was, reasonably evasive when Cassie was attacking him. He was able to move out of the way, showed good footwork. So these are all good things. He's 20-0 now, so he's unbeaten. So he'll obviously be very confident. He's young and hungry. He's seen the success of Tyson Fury. He'll want to emulate that. Another thing about this fight which is interesting is we have to consider something which is difficult to quantify. I'll call it the Fury effect. As we saw with Tyson Fury against Vladimir Klitschko, he was able to find something, a performance that a lot of people didn't expect. There's something about the Furies, there's an aura about them. I can't really put my finger on it. It might be something to do with Peter Fury and the strategies he comes up with. He's a very good trainer. I think he's underrated. The performances his fighters have been able to put out, particularly, we are pointing particularly at the Tyson Fury Vladimir Klitschko fight. They're amazing, and I don't think he gets enough credit. That comes into it. Hughie Fury will get the experience, will get the benefit of Peter Fury's skills and the aura he brings. Um, there'll be a point to prove for Hughie Fury as well. There's been some drug allegations. We haven't really got to the bottom of it. We're not sure what's going on with regards to this. They're just allegations. Um, and it's something he'll want to put to bed. He'll want to put in a good performance. He'll want to beat Parker, not only to take the championship belt, but to, quiet down the naysayers, quieten down his allegations, and just show that, he deserves to be judged on the merits of his boxing skill rather than, these drug stories that have been around and are in the press and have been discussed a lot. Um, the cons for Hughie Fury, which we have to consider, he's been out for a while. It's going to have been over a year when he gets into the ring in May. He will have been out for a year since the Fred Cassie fight. That's an issue. It's all very well sparring, but you do your preparation. But a year out of competitive fights, it's a serious thing, and you hear it mentioned a lot. That's something that I'm sure Peter Fury will have looked at. He will have gotten decent sparring partners, but it's very difficult to recreate the scenario of certainly a championship fight, but a professional fight under the lights with the crowd there, with the pressure, the cameras. A year out, that's a long time. So that's something we have to bear in mind. Whereas Parker's been pretty active. It hasn't been that long since he won the title off Ruiz. So that is a con, in terms of Hughie Fury's campaign for this fight. Another thing we have to think about here, Hughie Fury is up in trip here. This is a big step up for Fury. He did beat Cassie with that technical decision. But his resume compared to Parker's, it's no contest. Parker's is way more impressive. He beat Carlos Takam, who everybody respects. Everybody knows that Carlos Takam is a difficult person to get past. The win over Ruiz very skillful, very quick hands. He got past him. So resume-wise, the edge is with Parker. There's no doubt about that at all. Hughie Fury, he beat Cassie, he beat Dominic Ginn. That's another name on his record. But Ginn's he was a journeyman out for a paycheck. It's a win. A win's a win. But in the grand scheme of things, when you look at Parker's resume and you look at Hughie Fury's, Dominic Ginn and Cassie as your signature wins, it's a bit lacking. Also, another thing, Cassie is a shorter man. That victory that he got over Cassie, he's going to be facing Parker, who's a taller man. He's going to offer a different sort of challenge. Don't know if Hughie has faced someone who has the skills of Parker, so he's going somewhere he's not been before. So, that's something which makes us side with Parker. The pros for Parker, he's seasoned, as we said, better resume, home advantage, that's massive. The judging, you would have thought, would lean towards Parker. That's an advantage. That is actually something Peter Fury said when the fight was being organised. He actually said, I'm not sending Hughie over to New Zealand because I'm worried about the judges. And actually, the fight is taking place in New Zealand now. So, if it goes to points, has Parker got an edge there? Probably. He's the world champion now, Parker. That will have had a confidence boost for him, walking around with the belt, walking around as a champion of the world. I mean, can you imagine the boost in confidence it gives you? We've seen how Anthony Joshua, after winning title against Charles Martin, he's become more confident, and Parker will have had a similar boost. Um, the cons we have to look at for Parker, he has a habit of standing too upright, which has his chin exposed, and at heavyweight that's dangerous. Hughie Fury is someone who, he comes from a fighting family, comes from a fighting background. If he gets an opportunity, if he sees a chin hanging out there and he gets an opportunity to land a clean shot, he's likely to take it. If Parker is not careful to hide his chin, if he's a little bit careless with his defence, that's going to give Hughie Fury an opportunity to potentially get a KO win or inflict damage on him and generate some points by getting free shots. Going over it, we've also got to look at Parker's speed. They're both reasonably quick. They're good on their feet, but I would give the edge to Parker on speed. And overall, in summary, we have to give the edge to Joseph Parker. Overall, I think Hughie Fury has a chance. The prices the bookie's given, with Hughie Fury 13-10, and with Parker 8-13. I mean, I have to lean with Parker there as well on the value, because even though I can see Hughie Fury has a chance, I would price it up more as a 7-4, touching 2-1. No, 7-4, I would say. He's 13-10. I'd want a little bit more on that. Parker is at 8-13. I'd probably see it as a 2-5. So I think there's a little bit of value there on Parker. I'd be looking to put that in an accumulator, or I would be looking. I think there's a possibility this will go the distance. I know it's a heavyweight fight, so it can end at any time. You can get a knockout. Both guys have got the power to stop each other. But I just lean towards that points scenario. Obviously, Parker went the full distance with Ruiz. I think the Fury Cassie fight might have gone the distance if it wasn't for the technical decision incident that propped up. So, points for Parker, you can get 4-6. I think points for Hughie Fury is 6-4. If I was going to go for method of victory, I'd be looking at Joseph Parker at 4-6. But my actual betting recommendation would not involve the method of victory. It would just be Joseph Parker for the win at 8-13. So you're covered for the stoppage, the TKO or the KO if it happens. That'll be my judgment for May 2017. Joseph Parker v Hughie Fury. We'll go for Joseph Parker at 8-13.